if we can electronify the swaps market, which obviously is what Simon is working on, but then actually bring clearing to at execution, or at least towards execution, you've suddenly got a whole flow of network there where the banks come in to execute their swaps. They can then bring it through, and they can choose then to clear it or to optimize it through Quantel. So it's using the LSEG business suite, we can then create a slightly different ecosystem, which again, back to simplification, automation, financial resource optimization, and makes it a very smooth journey for the customer. So that's the kind of thing where we're trying to stitch that together and make sure we're all building, Quantel's building at the same time as ForexClear, building at the same time as venues, and making sure we are come as one to the client. And that's the challenge, because we have traditionally different businesses with different time horizons, builds, CapExes, have different teams. So that's what's our job now, is to really bring that together so that in 2027, for example, that we think we can change the architecture and the structure of some of that swaps market for the big banks. Yeah. And that then we do think leads down the sort of client chain.
What is happening there in that sort of swaps space? I realise it's still early days, but you are seeing growth there, aren't you?
Yeah, so I think it's building blocks. So NDF's first, mature product. Yeah. FX options, again, seen fantastic growth. We're about 15-16% of the interbank market in FX options. And once you've got that pool of risk, then clearing swaps makes a lot more sense. So it's definitely behind the other two. But you mentioned credit. It's absolutely the conversation we hear more and more these days. Previously, when UMR came out and SAC capital rules, it was all about optimization of margin and capital. Banks have kind of got over that initially, and they have processes now to manage their resources. Credit lines are the ones that now tend to turn up more often, and particularly the 200-300 banks that are not the JP Morgans of the world. They're running out of credit, and clearing provides a bit of an escape valve for that.
Yeah. So I think about, when you're a bank and you've got a large portion of your NDFs in the clearinghouse, then you're in the past 4 years, we've gone from clearing 5 billion a day options to 50 billion a day options, and suddenly we've gone from 4 banks to 13 banks, which will grow again this year. Suddenly you've then got a pocket of risk in the clearinghouse, which means that if you had your 1 month, 1 week euro-dollar swap, it's not going to change your risk profile in the clearinghouse. So your margin's not going to be affected. So the original reticence to clear swaps was really about, if I clear it, then my margin's going to go through the roof. Actually, once you've got a body of risk in the clearinghouse, that won't have a marginal impact. So if we can then say, we've built the NDFs and the options, we've built your risk profile, adding swaps is not going to do it, not going to massively change your collateral profile. If we then link that to an execution venue, it suddenly becomes a really valuable sort of one-stop sort of flow for the customer.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess ultimately is what they're after. Yeah, is what I hear.
And we can, and I think the other problem is there's not really an established process to clear your swaps. We're instantly giving you a straight through easy process. So again, there's that as well. But we're working through that currently.